Retailing and wholesale distribution. SBL provides a full range of quality pharmaceutical products at affordable prices to all their customers. This philosophy allows them to contribute to the health needs of everyone in society. They are the largest pharmaceutical retailing and wholesale distribution company in Ghana, with their extensive distribution channels and warehouse facilities nationwide. Additionally, their fleet of over 160 trucks, vans, and cars ensure that their products reach every corner of the country. This vital function is performed by a strong team of medical and sales representatives. They work around the clock to ensure the delivery of quality and affordable medicines to every customer at a competitive price. Please, should I continue?
Yes, please continue.
SBL uses pre-qualified independent pharmaceutical distributors, retail pharmacies, and chemical sellers to augment its warehouses, wholesales, and retails pharmacies to reach its customers or consumers. Government medical stores, hospitals, clinics, and private health facilities are key partners to their business value chain. The planned expansion program is on course to add new wholesales and pharmacies to the network. The objective is to get closer to the customer, thereby reducing the cost of doing business and increasing the bottom line profit.
Okay, so this was what we ended with yesterday, right? And the points I noted here were that we can see that they have an extensive distribution mechanism that they use to reach out to their customer, right? And the fact that these distribution channels will definitely cost them, will be part of their operational costs or cost them some money, depending on whether they are renting or they own it. So that's why I want you to note here. I want you to note that one, their distribution channel is purely what we call brick and mortar. And they're also using vehicles as well. So we don't see a lot of digital channels here. We don't see a lot of digital channels. All we see is that they have these warehouses, they have these retail pharmacies that they use to reach out to customers. And they have a fleet of cars as well. They have a fleet of cars as well. So it's one of the things you should be asking yourself is, as part of the problems that the board identified, which is the digital opportunity, is this something that they should be thinking about? So that's what we ended with last time. So let's move on to exports.
Exports. SBL continue to extend their vast distribution network to provide quality and affordable medicines to other parts of West Africa and the rest of Africa. This is in line with their vision to be among the top 10 indigenous Africa pharmaceutical companies. Well-planned export activities commenced within SBLs since the establishment of the manufacturing plant in 2015. Before forming the export division, they had already embarked on several prospective activities in West African countries. The cumulative effect of those activities is the leverage SBL has gained in some West African countries initiated by Edwin after his father's retirement. SBL exports have mainly been pharmaceutical products manufactured locally in Ghana. They opened their first wholly owned subsidiary in Freetown, the capital of Sierra Leone, in September 2017, known as Good Health Pharma Limited. In addition, they also operate through accredited distributors in the underlisted countries: Gambia PK Pharmaceuticals, formerly OJ Pharmacy, Liberia Best Pharmacy, and Power Pharmacy Limited. SBL is also gaining a foothold in the Nigerian market and has completed the registration of some of its brands in that country. Fortunately, Nigeria and Ghana company laws are similar, following the adoption of the ECOWAS Market Integration Treaty. Plans are therefore afoot to establish a subsidiary of SBL in Nigeria. In addition to the above effort to grow a distribution network across Africa, SBL has started making efforts to operate in Benin and Burkina Faso, but their challenge is language and stringent French law.
Okay. So thank you for that good read. So one of the things I want you to take note here is when you are scaling your business, right? Or when you are moving your business, you are trying to expand your business, and you are moving your business beyond the frontiers of your country. What are some of the things that you consider? Let's say if you want to move your business, like you want to expand your business from Ghana to, let's say, Togo, or let's say South Africa, what are some of the things you would naturally consider? What are some of the things that you consider if you want to move your business, right? Let's say if today, let's say Peace FM or Despite group of companies, they want to move to, let's say, South Africa. What are some of the things they will consider? What are some of the things they'll consider? Okay, so Caleb says, yes, go on. Yeah, Priscilla.
Yeah, language barrier. You have to consider the language.
Okay. You have to consider the language. Okay, that's true. Who else has another thought? Apart from language, what do you consider? So Caleb says you consider the laws, which is true. The reason why I'm pointing this out is that, if you read the case very well, the case itself or the pre-sim material gives you some insights as to some of the things that you should consider. You should consider, okay, someone has a comment. Okay, someone says the market environment. So there are several things you need to consider, and that's one of the things. As we are going on, I'll be asking questions, and these questions, tomorrow I'll be putting it together. Some of the questions I'll be putting it together, some likely questions and the solutions, right? But I just want to throw them out here so that I can see, or I can tell if you guys can answer them. So the laws of that country is very, very important. Their language is very, very important. The culture, the market environment. Are they familiar with what you are offering, or is it new? Do they recognize your brand? All of these things are necessary consideration points for anyone who wants to move their business internationally. One key thing is our laws, our laws. And that's what we are being told here, that it says, fortunately, in Nigeria and Ghana, company laws are similar following the adoption of the ECOWAS Market Integration Treaty. ECOWAS Market Integration Treaty. So a treaty is simply an agreement or a bond between two countries or between countries within a certain region. Yeah, so that's something to really, really take note of, right? When you're exporting, you need to consider how familiar your offering is to, where you're exporting to. Is your brand recognized? What is the market landscape or the market environment? What kind of culture exists there? What are the laws pertaining to that environment, and all of that? These are important considerations any serious business would have to make, right? Okay. Are there any comments so far? Okay. Okay, can we continue? Because I want us to get to the market reports. Can we continue, please? So anyone can take over the reading so that we go through.
Please, I not long ago, so I don't know.
Sorry?
Where I realized we were at export. Please, I joined in not too long when you were giving comments.
This is Melody.
Yes, please. So
okay.
if the one who read can continue reading. Or...
Okay, we are to gain visibility, so you can continue.
Okay. To gain visibility.
We haven't gone far at all. So.
Okay. To gain visibility and aid its mission to provide quality and affordable medicine to other parts of Africa. They participate in international trade exhibitions in several African countries, including South Africa, Morocco, Egypt, and Kenya. Visibility and aid its mission.
Okay, please, should I continue? Yeah, just continue.
With the results achieved so far, they are confident that SBL is poised to increase its reach and impact in West Africa and beyond. There are plans to enter other Africa countries in the near future, with a test market ongoing. They derive fulfillment from their growing capacity to bring quality and affordable medicines to other African countries.
Okay, so you see, this statement that they've mentioned, quality and affordable, they've said it like this is probably the 5th time that they are talking about quality and affordability, right? So when I see a statement like that being repeated over and over and over again, I ask myself, how can you achieve quality and affordability in the pharmaceutical industry? How can you do that? So for example, if I pick, like we were discussing yesterday, if I pick affordability, right? How can you make your drugs or your medicine more affordable? If I think about it that way, it means that I can make it more affordable by, that's when we talked about, sourcing your materials at a low cost and even manufacturing at a low cost, right? So because I'm seeing this over and over again, it seems to be core to the value of SBL. It's very, very important to the value of SBL. It's very, very key. Another thing also, I'm beginning to sense, that, and I'm not saying that it will come in the exam, but I'm beginning to think that a question around expanding into other markets or expanding into other frontiers might show up. I don't know. I'm beginning to think so. That's why I was asking the question around if SBL is in Ghana and they want to move to South Africa, what are some of the considerations they'll make? So that was what what considerations would they, think about? But another question also that comes to mind is how would they move from Ghana? I don't want to expand. How would they move from Ghana to, let's say, South Africa? How would they do that expansion? Right? The pre-sim material has given us some strategies that they use, right? So for example, they said they opened their first wholly owned subsidiary in Freetown, the capital of Sierra Leone, in 2017, known as Good Health Pharma Limited. In addition, they also operate through accredited distributors in the underlisted country. So they operate through other distributors. That's a way they expand themselves into other areas. And that's very, very important. So you need to think about it in this way. Okay, so operating through accredited distributors, does it come with some costs because you are operating through someone else? Does it come with some costs? And that's the first thing you need to think about, because the main problem that was... Okay, someone has a question. Okay. So the main problem that was being identified was that, even though they have hired all these directors, there is a problem with the bottom line. So as you are going through the case, as a good strategy student, you are trying to find out, okay, what could be the likely problems? If there's a problem with bottom line, what does it mean? What are the implications? It means that revenue is probably going down, right? Or cost is increasing. That's the way you think of it. If there's an issue with bottom line, revenue is going down or cost is increasing, right? You break it down as simple as that. If my revenue is going down or my cost is increasing, so for example, you take revenue, right? Where do they get revenue from? They get revenue from these products that we were looking at yesterday. And I would like to go back to show you the products. So, what are the products? So they mentioned a list of products that they sell. They mentioned a list of products that they sell. So these are the products, right? These are the products. And we all know that if you are to break revenue down, revenue is simply price times quantity. Price times the quantity you sell. Very, very simple. I mean, it will have certain dynamics to it depending on industry. So for example, this is not a telecoms case, but I'm just giving you an example. For example, in telecoms, revenue is still price times quantity. But sometimes you can break it down into price times minutes used. Price times minutes used. Same ideology. So here as well, if you are trying to dig into why the bottom line keeps on going down and down and down, could probably, right? It could probably be that the revenue is going down. Okay, why is the revenue going down? It could be a function of price or quantity. Okay, so if it's price, we don't know yet. We don't know yet, but I'm just making assumptions. If it's price, then, okay, what kind of pricing strategy are they using? Are they pricing to the market? What kind of pricing strategies are they using? Are their prices similar to what the market is charging? We would want to understand all of that. Then if it's quantity, okay, why you want to understand? Maybe they are producing these huge amounts annually. Is it that people are not buying, right? Okay, so why are people not buying? So for example, if you go to Sierra Leone, just a typical example, if you go to Sierra Leone, we want to understand, and for example, the demand or the quantity bought is low. Why are people not buying? Could be several reasons, right? The reasons could be that maybe the people there, they are very healthy. People just don't like buying stuff from pharmacies. It could be several reasons, right? So that's how I want you to look at it. The fundamental problem is that the bottom line, from a financial point of view, is that the bottom line keeps decreasing. Or if the bottom line keeps decreasing, it's a function of two things: revenue and cost. Okay, why would revenue decrease? It could either come from price or quantity. Okay, then you move to the cost side, right? Costs are increasing. Okay, so what will make cost increase? We've seen some things like some operational costs here, where their distribution network, if they've rented out some of these pharmacies and all that, that's going to increase their cost. So look at it from that broad overall perspective, and then it helps you, once you're able to lay that out properly, it helps you to know what to fix. I hope that makes sense. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so let's move on to market position report. I think Melody is not around, so if someone can help with the reading. So the reason why I'm doing all of this first is I know a lot of students, they like which I would send. They like, what do you call it? You do an analysis for them, then they'll read. It's like a PDF, maybe 7 pages, 10 pages, then they'll read everything. I mean, people still read that and they still go and fail. So the best thing is the discussion, and that will come. That will certainly come. I'll send you guys a document that you would use to, prepare for your exam. So that shouldn't be a problem. But I'm more interested in you guys understanding the issues. If you don't understand the issues, like what happened last sitting, what happened last sitting was that the pre-seen material came, right? And everyone was projecting. I saw a lot of PDFs around from different tuition providers. They brought some questions, nice questions. People were learning that. And the ICA was smart enough to know that, we'll just twist the whole thing. So if you didn't understand the issues, you are doomed. Okay. Someone read market position report. Can someone read for us? Caleb, can you read? Or your internet is worrying you?
Where I am is quite noisy. I'm on the road, that's why.
That's why, okay. Can someone just read for us? Because if I read and I explain, I don't know how that will be. Okay, let me just read because no one wants to read. So SBL is suffering due to the fragmented nature of the market. SBL is suffering due to the fragmented nature of the market. Now, so in the market position report, the market position will tell us, so what's a market position report? You need to understand that a market position report basically tells us, our state in the market, our state in the market. So what it tells us is that, what are some of the advantages we have in the market and what are some of the things that we are failing at in the market. And it goes on to tell us why. So it basically shows us our market stance or our competitive stance. It's a very, very important report. So in this report, one of the things we want to find out is, okay, what is SBL doing well in the market? And what is SBL suffering from or, failing at? It's very, very key. Very, very key. So SBL is suffering due to the fragmented nature of the market. It's very, very important. This statement is very, very important. So I'll explain what a fragmented market is. When we say a market is fragmented, can anyone give a shot at it? When we say a market is fragmented, what does it mean? I'm trying to make this as interactive as possible because everyone is quiet today. When we say a fragmented market, what do we mean?
Like it's scattered everywhere. Like you can easily have access to it.
Yes, I also think a fragmented market is a market where you can't see that company A or company B is controlling the market. It's like every company has bits, and so nobody is actually influencing the market.
Fantastic. So that's when we say a fragmented market, it's defined as a marketplace where there is no single institution or company, right, that has control or enough influence to move the market or the industry in a certain direction. There's no one like that. So markets, obia funny piece, like everybody has a portion of the market. So if you look at the markets as 100%, right, and there are, let's say, 10 pharmaceutical companies inside, everyone has some will have 12, some will have 8, some will have 10, 12, 8, it's around. So no one is like super dominant, like what we see in our telecommunications industry in Ghana, where MTN, I think their subscriber base, they have half of the market, literally about half, like 40% to 50% of the market, So that's a fragmented market. So SBL is suffering due to the fragmented nature of the market. It's a market that no company has a single influence over the market. So right now, in the market report, I want to understand, okay, how did this come about, right? How did this come about? Because we read yesterday that, SBL seems to be doing well. They are number one and all of that. So how did this thing happen? One of the things that causes fragmented markets is, competition. When there's intense competition between each other, there's a possibility that, customers can move from one institution to the other like that, such that it will look like in the markets, the companies in the market have shared the customers, So that's something to keep in mind. So the market has been fragmented. So I'll ask myself, what can SBL do about this? First of all, what caused the problem? Let's see what the market position report tells us about what the cause of the problem. So it says growth rates in most of the divisions served have fallen steadily over the last 3 years, due to external competition from overseas rivals. It's very key. So the growth rates in most of the divisions served have fallen steadily over the last 3 years due to external competition. We talked about competition, you see. When you see a fragmented market, you know that it signifies intensity in competition. And it shows you that this is quite a tough market, and there's no one who is actually dominating the entire market in that case. So very, very important. So keep that one in mind. So when I see competition, immediately I know that I have to start thinking about the models surrounding competition and all that. So you see, the growth rates have begun to decline. So why have they begun to decline?